Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Diego here in the beautiful Florida. And my beautiful wife, Karina, she will be here shortly. She is taking care of stuff in the back with the cat, Tokyo. You know, our cat, Tokyo. So she's handling something with the cat. And Bud Garcia is jumping on right away. Hello, Diego and Karina from Washington State. What's going on? How is everybody? How is everyone? I got probably 99% of Karina's green card application. Look at that. That's her green card application ready to go. And I'm going to mail it at the end of the month for everybody. And I also put a picture, I hung the Venezuelan flag right here. I hung the Venezuelan flag up so that Karina's friend in Venezuela, she was asking, where's the flag? I gave Karina a flag. Where is it? So there it is. So let me see if I can find Karina. Let me just step away here 1 second and see what she's doing with the cat. Karina, es tiempo ahora. Okay, I kind of called for Karina, so hopefully she'll be here soon. Miguel, Diego, thanks to you and Karina, I am in the United States with my fiance. Well, that's great news. Congratulations, Miguel. Buenos. We're glad you're here in America, and we hope you like it. We hope now what you're going to do is get your green card application, get that started. You know, don't waste time. Try and get that all done within 90 days if you can. And Bud Garcia, I have a question. If my fiance is not able to get her shots in Thailand, can she get them here? Sure. Here's Karina. You can't see her. Where is she? I mean, look, I've got to change the camera. I mean, she can't figure this out. There you go. Yeah, you can get your vaccinations here in the United States of America, but it costs a lot more money. Okay. If she can't get them done in Thailand, don't worry. You can still enter the United States of America without your vaccinations fully completed. You can get them done in the United States. Now, I got all of Karina's vaccinations done in Bogota, Colombia. Now, folks who are new to the channel, Karina is from Venezuela. She relocated to Colombia, and she was there living there about 5.5, almost 6 years. And now here she is in Florida with me. But yeah, we got all of her vaccinations done in Bogota. It only cost me like $400 for, I think it was 11 or 12 vaccinations. And here in Florida, it would have cost me probably $1,200 or $1,300. Miguel, I see you are growing your hair out, Diego. Growing out your hair. Yeah, I just get, I'm getting lazy, I guess. I should get it. Maybe I'll just shave my head again. It's so much easier to handle, instead of having to part my hair and try to figure out how to part it, honestly, hair is overrated, right? It's much easier just to shave it all off and then don't worry about it. Mahira, my K1 visa got approved. Well, congratulations, Mahira. Now, you say you got approved. Did you get your NOA-2 letter, or were you at the visa interview? Las Bejeras. Hello, Diego. My fiance was approved in Ciudad Juarez. Very good. In Mexico, we're just waiting for the passport in HCAS. Yeah, there's no problem. Take about a week, maybe less. Congratulations, Las Bejeras. We're good. We're very happy for you. I got Karina's Venezuelan flag right here. Look at that. See that? So she got friends in Venezuela. One of her friends, ¿Qué nombre tu amiga? Jasmine. Her friend Jasmine gave her that Venezuelan flag as a gift. And Jasmine keeps asking Karina, where's the flag? I gave you a flag. Where is it? ¿Dónde? Where is it? Well, there it is. Right there. Jasmine, are you watching us from Venezuela? There you go. Let me see. Congratulations, Las Bejeras. Miguel, once I get married, does this fulfill the 90-day requirement? Well, as long as you get married within 90 days. not 91 days, not 92 days. When you land in America, when your feet start pitty-pattering across the airport in the United States of America, and a Border Patrol officer has interviewed you, whether it's for 5 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever, the Border Patrol officer will then go in his or her computer and generate a Form I-94, okay, which basically wipes out your K-1 visa. That's no good. That's just basically gone away. You only use it once to get into America. Now you're on an I-94. You got to get married within 90 days, not 91 days, because if you don't get married in 90 days, you will get deported. Okay? Now, once you get married in 90 days, I highly recommend you file for the green card. Right here is Karina's green card application. File for the green card within 90 days. Karina arrived in the United States of America from Bogota, Colombia, with me into Miami on January 3rd, 2024. I rented a big SUV. I can't remember what it was, a Jeep Cherokee, I think it was. And we drove from Miami to here, 10-hour drive. And then Karina rested up, got her bearings, and said, "Hey, where am I? Donde? Donde?" She said, "Where am I?" She's in America now. We got married on January 14th, which was what, 10, so that's the 14th. So 11 days after she got to America, we got married. And then between January 14th and February 10th, which is today, I put this together with Karina. Now, what's in her green card application? Well, the first thing is you're going to have a cover letter explaining what's in the green card application. Okay, so in the cover letter, you're going to say, here's a check for the adjustment of status for $1,225. There's the check. USCIS Form G1145. So immigration will text us when they receive her green card application. Let me see. Let's not miss any questions, though. And I want to see what's going on here. I don't want to miss anybody. Abdul Wahab Kanu. Good morning, Diego. I have now been issued a visa from Abu Dhabi. I am a Sierra Leonean. Very well. Congratulations. Well, now you got your visa. Get on a plane and come to America and get your life started here. Congratulations. Bud Garcia. As long as she gets in before her green card, the good thing is she will be able to use TRICARE. You can put her on TRICARE. Karina's already on my military TRICARE, and by the way, I initiated a little investigation on the post office, and then Karina's social security card showed up in the mail. Imagine that, right? Imagine that. There it is. It showed up. We got her social security card, but it's only good for 90 days. But that's okay, because as soon as this green card goes in the mail, then Homeland Security will update her status. Marcel MP, hi Diego and Karina. I'm finally in the United States with my fiance. We're getting married in March, okay, next month. We are so happy, Diego. Well, we're happy for you, Marcel MP. Congratulations. We hope you have a fantastic wedding. Now, make sure you take lots of pictures at your wedding. Got to take lots and lots of pictures with all your friends and family and everybody that's at the wedding, and include those in your green card application. Kaur, how long does the adjustment of status take approximately? What is the least and the most? Well, the quickest I've seen it is 4 months, and the longest I've seen it was, I think it was 11 months. But if you can get this green card application put together within 90 days and mail it off without any errors, hopefully you put together a strong visa package, a green card package, and you'll get a green card in the mail without another interview. Miguel, Diego, I love the portrait in the background. Are you a UFO believer? I believe that, considering the size of the universe, which is probably one of an infinite amount of universes, that I believe that God, in his infinite wisdom, created more life in this universe than we can imagine. Okay? And some of that life is probably more advanced than we are. And the U.S. government probably knows about it, and they're not telling us about it, but we know it's out there, right? Just my opinion. Marcel, you were right about the tear in the package. They didn't mind it at all. I saved you a big headache, right? No problem, Marcel. Rambling Man, Cayetane, this wait for the Philippine Embassy to send the welcome email is killing me. So close to the end, I can taste it. Relax, man. Rambling Man, you got to be patient. I was in Colombia with Karina. We planned for a November departure from Bogota. And she went to her visa interview. Everything was good. And then she passed her interview November 16th, 2023. But then the immigration officer said, oh, we want an Interpol police certificate. I'm like, great. How long is that going to take? And he said probably 3 months. But Karina got it in 3.5 weeks. See? She's tough, man. She was in front of the Interpol Police Department probably twice, 3 times once a week she was down there, Interpol. Hey, where's my letter? The embassy's got my passport. I got a visa. It's approved. I can't leave the country without this letter. So I understand it's a process and you got to be patient. And I was in Colombia an extra month. So I've lived in Colombia almost over 2.5 years anyway. So what's another month, right? I got to hang out with her friends and her family. And hopefully her friends and family are watching right now. They usually do. Miguel, how long after getting married do you have to adjust the status? Get it done as quick as you can, but accurately. Look. This is Karina's green card application. Okay, look at all those pages. The evidence is immense. You know, let me see. What am I putting in a green card application besides the cover letter? Besides the check, there's the I-765. I'm gonna put in for her EAD employment authorization document. She doesn't really need it, but it's going to help with her social security number processing. We'll get it updated with her last name, my name, more quicker than waiting on Homeland Security. Then you got the adjustment of permanent status, the I-485. Then you got the affidavit of support, the I-864. And then we redid the medical exam, totally. And then there's our marriage certificate. And then there's Karina's birth certificate translated into English. And then there's my divorce decree. Okay, original certified copy. Then there's a copy of the approved NOA2 letter. Then here's a copy of her I-94 entry into the United States. And then her K-1, a copy of her biographic page of her passport, her K-1 visa. Then there's my U.S. citizenship evidence. And then here's a copy of her TRICARE enrollment, proving that she has full health insurance. And then I put her on the title to the house. There's a picture, and then there's the value of the house. I mean, you just got to that's only a quarter of the package so far. So my recommendation is when you get married, get that green card application filed with immigration within 90 days before the I-94 times out. Okay. You want to get Homeland Security touching your green card application before your I-94 times out. That just helps get your green card a lot quicker, and it helps get your social security number updated in the government network. GLK Dog 01. Hey, Diego, got approved after a 221G because my wife had a F1 visa. Oh, yeah, that's okay. No worries. Now it's approved and waiting for the visa to be issued. Congratulations. Good job. That's good news. Chuck Norris. Hey, Diego, my fiance got approved for her visa. She had the interview on February 9th, was yesterday, at 7 o'clock in the morning, and within minutes was approved. Well, obviously, you put together a strong K-1 visa package, Chuck Norris. With a name like Chuck Norris, I'm sure your K-1 visa package was fantastic. So the embassy didn't have a problem with it at all. They only asked for pictures and medical exam. That is it, and asked 3 questions. Well, you did a great job. You take full credit for that, Chuck Norris. Las Bajeras, I have a question. Tengo una pregunta. Can we cross the board driving? Can we cross the board driving because we're living in Tijuana? You can do that, but you got to do a face-to-face with a border patrol officer and you got to show that K-1 visa in the passport, and you got to make sure that Border Patrol officer issues you an I-94, because you got to put the I-94 in your green card application. If you don't include the form I-94 in your green card application, you're going to get an RFE. If you can't find your I-94, if you don't know how to get it from the computer, from the Border Patrol website, you better learn how to do it, because you won't get a green card without the I-94. That's more important now than the K-1 visa. But you can cross the border in a car as long as you check in with Border Patrol and show them your K-1 visa. Bud Garcia, she will be able to get the ones she did not get, and she can get her shots with TRICARE. Yeah, well, you can get the shots with TRICARE. That's fair enough. You can do that, but make sure, I would also include a form I-693. In Karina's green card application, we redid the medical exam on the I-693. Now, I don't think the military is authorized to sign off on an I-693 for vaccinations. So what you need to do is find an authorized civil surgeon who will get the shots done with TRICARE, put them in her vaccination record, then get a medical exam redone with an authorized civil surgeon. I did it for Karina. It cost me $175, and then put it in your green card application just to prevent an RFE. Some immigration attorneys are looking for the medical exam again, even though you just did it in your home country. Marcel MP, did Karina have to go through x-rays again for the medical exam in the States? No, you only do the chest x-ray one time, and that was in Bogota, Colombia. And no, you don't repeat that. Kaur, how long does it take for a work permit? 3 months, approximately 3 months. So if let's suppose you go ahead and apply for the social security number with the I-94 and the passport and the marriage certificate. That's how you got to do it in Florida. I don't know about other states, but you go to your social security office, you get your social security number in process. It takes about 2 weeks, 10 days, and mail you your social security card. But it's only good for 90 days. So what you do is you include the EAD document in your green card application. When you get the EAD document, the employment authorization document, use that document, go back to the Social Security Administration office and say, here's the EAD document. Please update my social security number to legal permanent resident. And then the 90 days window goes away, and then it becomes good for infinite, okay? Or actually for 2 years for the probationary green card. But it's going to be infinite, okay? Trust me. Let me see here. ECAS, hi Diego, my status was refused right after my interview and changed to ready. Well, that's normal. And now approved, but in the approved status, it says your visa was approved for issuance subject to final screening. Everybody I got that message. Karina got that message. Everybody gets the same message. Okay, what you're doing now is you're just waiting for the green card, You're just waiting for the K-1 visa to get put into the passport. That's all. Relax. It's no biggie. Everybody gets the same message. Marcel, oh, by the way, Diego, the Border Patrol police didn't give me an I-94 package. Well, yes, they did. They put it in a computer. They just didn't put it in your passport. They didn't take the time to write out a little card and staple it in your passport. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's in a computer. So go to the Border Patrol, our arrival and departure website, the I-94 official website, and look up your name, your passport number, and your country of origin. And then you can find your I-94 and print like 5 copies and carry one around with you. Okay, you never know when you might need it while you're waiting for the green card. So Marcel, your I-94 is in a computer in the Border Patrol website. You just got to print it. Miguel, you filed for employment authorization. I did. I'm going to, not because I'm going to use the form for Karina's not going to use that form to work on. She's going to wait for her green card. But we're going to use that form to update her Social Security status. Okay? So we're going to go back to the Social Security office with the EAD document. They'll look at it. They will then they will then make Karina's social security number permanent and take that 90-day hold off of it, and then she can update her last name to my last name. That's the only reason we did it. If we didn't have to do that, okay, if I wasn't under a time crunch to get Karina's social security number updated, then we wouldn't have bothered with it. And we're not going to use it to work with. She's not going to use it to work, even though she could if she wants. But we only did it because we want to get the social security number updated quicker, sooner rather than later. Let me see. Bud Garcia, does she have to get any shots to come to the USA? No, it's not. No shots are required, but you got to get them for the green card. If you don't have all the shots, all the vaccinations required for the green card, you won't get the green card. So you make sure you get them, okay? And include it in your K-1 visa, in your green card package. Mohammed, hey Diego, how does the income requirement work with the joint sponsor? For example, if we both sponsor my fiance, is the income requirement going to be as a family of 3 or different calculations? Well, it depends on one. Here's the thing, Mohammed. Does the joint sponsor live with you? If the joint sponsor lives with you, you can commingle the dollars and include it, your income with your sponsor's income. And you're going to fill out form I-865A, both of you. But if your joint sponsor lives somewhere else, like in another state or down the street, or is your next door neighbor, okay, then your sponsor has to cover the family size for his family plus your family, okay? So if you are a family of 2 and your joint sponsor is a family of 3, the two numbers combined is a family of 5. So your joint sponsor is going to have to cover a family of 5. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? If you're a family of 2 and your joint sponsor is a family of 2, then your joint sponsor has to cover a family of 4. His family and your family. Bud Garcia, yes, I will get another medical exam when she gets here. That is important. I would. It's not very expensive, but make sure it's by a civil surgeon authorized by the State Department. And then, like, here's Karina's medical exam right here. She got it right here. Here's her packet. All right. And we're including it in her green card application. It's a $693 plus the vaccinations. Las Bajeras, I-94. Do I need to fill out? Or the officer gives it to my fiance? No, the I-94 you get online. You go to the U.S. Border Patrol website, uscis.borderpatrol.gov. Look for I-94, look for the option I-94, go into the I-94 option, and then it's going to ask you a beneficiary for her name as it appears in her passport or his passport, her passport number, her date of birth, and also the nationality. You put that information in the computer and boom, there's your I-94. Print 5 copies. Go to the Border Patrol website. I have made a video on how to get an I-94. Believe it or not, back in the day. It's in there somewhere. You just got to look for it. Look for the video or Google Diego Ross I-94. And it will take you to the video. And then you can watch the video and it explains to you how to do it. How to get the I-94. Jesus Carreno. Hey, Diego and Karina. I'm glad to see you all. Well, we're good. It's been a month already since I received my NOA2 approval. Yesterday, I created an inquiry because I haven't heard anything. Well, it's only been 30 days. Okay, you got to wait at least 60 days, 70 days, 80 days, and then you will hear from the NVC. But it's a good thing that you sent an inquiry because that just extended your NOA2 letter automatically. Because if you look on the NOA2 letter, it says it's good for how long? 4 months, right? Well, it takes longer than 4 months to get this all wrapped up. So when you send an inquiry to the NVC or to the embassy, the immigration will extend your NOA2 letter. And how long does it take for me to receive an answer on my inquiry? Usually within 2 days. Bud Garcia, thank you for the answers. No problem, Bud. And Elsa, how can we update Social Security number? Well, you go to the Social Security office, you apply for the Social Security number with the I-94, the passport, bring the birth certificate too with the translation just in case they want to see 2 forms of ID. and the marriage certificate, and then the Social Security Administration will generate a Social Security number for your beneficiary. Then in about 10 days, you'll get it in the mail from Maryland, from Baltimore, Maryland. And then when you adjust for now that Social Security number is only good for 90 days. So you apply for the EAD document, okay, with your green card application. You want to get it done as quick as you can. And then you will get a EAD work document. You go back to the Social Security office with the EAD work document and say, hey, here it is. I'm allowed to work and live in America. And then you update your Social Security number for your beneficiary, or your beneficiary does it. You take her or take him to do it. That's how you update it. You do it twice. Larry Piercy at Ease Marines. At Ease, Marines are here. All right, Larry. Chuck Norris, Diego, so it's better to get the Social Security with the green card instead of earlier, because if she gets it earlier, it's only 90 days and can't work, but when applied with the green card, it's infinite. That's right. But if you want to get the Social Security number because you're trying to get her on your bank account, or you're trying to get her on whatever you're trying to do, you can use the Social Security. I use Karina's Social Security number. She was able to get it on my bank. She's now a joint member of the bank. Got to have a Social Security number to join a bank, okay? So get the Social Security number, put her on, and then when I file for the green card, I've got a copy of Karina's debit card, a copy of her credit card with her name on it, and then I got a copy of my credit card with my name on it and debit card. I whited out the whole number except for the first 3 digits. And then you put the 2 copies together, and immigration can see that you have joint bank accounts. There's one way to do it. Get your Social Security number, get her on your bank account, include that in the green card application, and then go back to the Social Security office with the EAD document before the green card arrives, and then update your Social Security number. She'll change her name to my name, my last name, and we're good to go. Mohammed, thank you. No problem. Mohammed, thank you. Bud Garcia, yes, sir. Larry, Bud Garcia, well, I have to go. My phone is almost dead. Well, go charge it, Bud. Go charge your phone. Ranger G. Martinez, ya no tengo que llevar mi partida de nacimiento en mi carta de policía en inglés. What country? What country? In Bogota, in Colombia, in the Dominican Republic, to our beautiful friends in the Dominican Republic, to our beautiful friends in Colombia. You don't have to translate your beneficiary's birth certificate into English for the embassy interview in Bogota and in the Dominican Republic. If you don't have the birth certificate and you don't have the police certificate in English, don't worry about it. If you're in Colombia or in the Dominican Republic, you're good. But any other country, in Mexico, I believe you got to get it translated into English, and you're going to need to get it translated into English anyway for the green card application. So, because when you file for the green card, immigration here, they're going to want that birth certificate, not the police certificate, but they're going to want the birth certificate in English, and by a certified translator, a company that issues an ATA number. You got to get your documents translated by a certified company that issues an ATA number. Otherwise, it's not accepted, okay? By the government, anyway. Let me see. Larry Piercy, but they keep the same as the number. Yes, the number doesn't change. Karina's Social Security number will not change. When she goes back to the Social Security office with her EAD document, her Social Security number doesn't change. It stays the same. She has her Social Security card in her purse, but she will change her name on the Social Security card to my last name, and the Social Security office will update her status as permanent residence, not on it will go from K1 to K3, okay, which is spousal visa. Let me see here. Chuck Norris, I always thought that she could work in the USA with just a Social Security number. No, you can't do that. I'm well informed now. She needs a EAD or green card. Yeah, you're right. To work in America. Does a phone bill with her name on it count? A phone bill with her name on it is good, showing proof of residency, but it doesn't give you proof. It doesn't give you a legal standing to work in the United States. When you get to America, Mr. Beneficiary, Miss Beneficiary, go and apply for your Social Security number. Bring your I-94, birth certificate, passport. They're going to want to see the K-1 visa. They're going to want to see the birth certificate. Probably, they're definitely going to want to see the I-94. They will take the I-94 away from you and keep it. So make 3 or 4 or 5 copies when you go on the Border Patrol website. Within 10 days, you'll have a Social Security number, which means you can put your beneficiary on your bank. Okay, get her, whatever you need a Social Security number for. When you get the EAD document, that's an employment authorization document. On the Social Security card, it's going to say you can only work with authorization from the Homeland Security. So what is the authorization to work in the United States? It's an EAD document, and then it's the green card, right? That's how it works, guys. But if you get the Social Security number number early, go back once you get the EAD document and or the green card and update the status in the Social Security Administration website. Let's see here. Larry Piercy, Bud always keeps you powder dry and battery charged. Excuse me, guys. Francois Livingston. Good evening, Diego and Karina. Francois, what's going on? Man, I've got a frog in my throat. What's going on in upstate New York? Let me see here. K Messenger. Hola, Diego. Mi amor, por favor. See. Karina is going to run to the kitchen and save me from this thing. I've got a furball. I'm choking on a furball, so she's going to get me a drink of water. K Messenger. Hola, Diego and Karina. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien. Ya empezado con las vacunas. Karina got her vaccinations done in Bogota. In July of 2023, Karina called her mom up in Venezuela and said, "Hey, Mom, I need all my vaccination documents." Her mom couldn't find it. So, and the medical system in Venezuela right now is a total disaster because Venezuela is being ran by communists, a dictatorship. So it's almost impossible to get anything in Venezuela. Thank you, mi amor. Muchas gracias. Okay, I got a glass of water. I'm saving my Mountain Dew for tonight. That's good. That cleared it out. So Karina got her vaccinations done in Bogota, starting in July, August of 2023, and she got them done over like a 3-month period. Let me see. Cassandra Alexander. Hello, my fiance is preparing for his interview at the embassy in Ghana. Okay, good. I have to submit an affidavit of support and verification of income. No, you don't. I am submitting my tax transcripts, or can I submit my 1040s? The financial documents that you need for a K-1 visa interview at the embassy in Ghana is a Declaration of Financial Support, Form I-134. You should get 3 years worth of tax transcripts, 1040s, 3 years worth of W-2s, 1099s, 12 months worth of bank statements, 6 months worth of pay stubs, and a letter from your boss saying where you work and how much money you make and how long you've been employed. Those are the things immigration want to see for proof of income. They want to see the tax returns. They may only ask you probably for the last year, 2022, because most people haven't filed their 2023 tax returns yet. So they're going to ask you for the 2022 tax return, the 2021 and the 2020, maybe. But bring them with you just in case they ask for them. If they don't ask for them, don't worry about it. But you got them in case they do. 3 years worth of W-2s and or 1099s. 12 months worth of bank statements, highlight your deposits, a letter from your boss saying where you work, how long you work there, how much you make, what's your position in the company, and your pay stubs. All that will then help the immigration officer determine your income. Ranger G. Martinez in El Salvador. Gracias, Diego. Well, we're glad to see you in El Salvador, Central America. Beautiful part of the world. I've been to Guatemala. I can't remember. I've been to El Salvador. I probably have. I just can't remember. Kate Messenger, after you received your visa after Interpol, how long was it till your visa was in the passport and received? 2 days. As soon as the embassy received Karina's Interpol police certificate, within 48 hours, her entire K1 visa package was ready for pickup, including her passport and her visa. K Messenger, we are thinking about staying in Juarez and pick it up. Do you think this is prudent? It's a good idea. If you can, it's much better to pick it up in person. If the embassy, if the consulate in Mexico will let you do that, that's what I would do. Larry Piercy, if I get her a driver's license with a social security card, can that be sent with the green card application? You cannot, in the state of Florida, you cannot get a driver's license without a green card. So you can't include a driver's license in your green card application because the state of Florida won't let you get a driver's license without a green card. Okay, so you got the social security number, that's great, but you cannot get a driver's license without the green card. Okay? And Karina's learning to drive. She's doing great. She's driving, she's learning how to drive. She's doing fantastic. When she gets her green card, I give it probably another couple of months and she'll be ready for her driver's test. Let me see. Marcel, thanks for your help, Diego. We no longer need Advil because you have been saving us lots of headaches. Well, we're glad. We're glad that I would rather you come and hang out with us on the channel and save yourself getting stressed out, because I'll answer the questions for you guys for free. Francois, where's your Mountain Dew? I had a bad throat. I had like cat fur in my throat or something. I guess Tokyo was laying on my head. I don't know. So Karina brought me some water. But I got Mountain Dew in the fridge. Lee Kirkula. Hey, Diego. Anyway, 2 was August 23rd, 2023. When do you think I'll get the MVC welcome letter? September, October, November, December. You already should have it. In Liberia, you should have got your MVC welcome letter in November or December. So you need to send an inquiry to the MVC and ask for a status update so your NOA2 letter doesn't time out. Okay? You need to do that today. You need to send an inquiry to the MVC and check in with the MVC and say, what's the status on my K1? So that will extend your NOA2 letter automatically. Chuck Norris, I'll definitely wait for her green card to arrive for her to work. Yeah, that's what we're going to do with Karina. And file the Social Security in the I-485. You can do that. Diego, also my fiance was approved yesterday, but status still says ready. It's issued in 10 to 15 days. Let me see. Yes, it takes about that much time. If you're in the ready status, you should wait for the issue status. Cassandra, okay, thank you. No worries. God's power. Thomas, hello, Diego. I don't know if Senegal Embassy is functioning. I have been waiting since May of 2023 for the code or email to enable me to pay for my K1 visa interview. My status ready to pay visa fee. If your status is ready, you should be able to pay the visa fee in Senegal. If you can't get it since May of 2023, you should have already been in the United States by now. What's going on here? That's 8 months. It's way too long. Way too long. You should have already been in the United States by now. You need to get your senator and your sponsor or your senator in your sponsor's home state needs to intervene on your behalf. That's way too long. Okay. Larry Piercy. Okay. Yeah, Larry, you can't get a driver's license in Florida without a green card. You got to have okay, so you got a social security number. That's great. You can put it on your bank, but you can't get her a driver's license. Got to wait for the green card. Laz Barrera, sorry, Diego, to ask the same question. To cross the border, we need passports with a K1. They're right. I-94. No, you don't get the I-94. What are you talking about crossing the border? You want to come to America, then go back to Mexico? Is that what you're saying? Once you get to America, you stay in America. You don't go anywhere. When you get in, once you cross, if you check in with Border Patrol at the border with Mexico and the United States, you enter the United States. You don't go back to Mexico, because then you're stuck. Then you got to apply for the K1 visa from the beginning all over again, because the K1 gets terminated without an advance parole document. You don't. What you get? You're in Mexico. You get to the Border Patrol office in California or wherever. You need your passport and your K1 visa. The Border Patrol officer issues the I-94, and the envelope that the immigration sent us closed. That's correct. But the I-94 is issued by the Border Patrol officer once you cross into the United States at the port of entry, whether it's by land or by air or by sea. But once you get into America, you don't go back to the home country until you got your green card at a minimum. My advice. Larry Piercy, Karina, wear a helmet. What, for driving? Nah, she doesn't need to do that. David Petch, hey Diego, I know the DS-160 form is the beneficiary's responsibility, but what if she cannot fill it out? Then you fill it out. David, you fill out the DS-160 if you're a beneficiary, but make sure you put at the bottom of the form when you get done with filling it out that you helped her fill it out. I filled out the DS-160 for Karina because she can't speak English, but I asked her all the questions over the phone in Spanish, and then I signed my name. I put my name as the person that helped fill out the form, and then I put Karina's name as the person signing the form electronically. You can fill it out, the DS-160, Mr. Sponsor, Ms. Sponsor. Just make sure that you identify to immigration that you were the one that filled it out. Whoopslap. Good evening, all. You will get your visa. Sorry, changing the oil on my motorcycle. Whoopslap. What? Don't be getting oil on your computer or on your cell phone. Chuck Norris, Diego, the 90-day count for marriage begins once he enters the United States. That's right. Once the immigration officer generates your I-94. The immigration officer will go, the Border Patrol officer, the Border Patrol will issue you an I-94 when you check in with the Border Patrol. He's going to put a parole stamp in your passport with an expiration date. The expiration date will be when the I-94 expires. You got to get married within that time frame, okay? The K1 visa gives you permission to enter the United States. The I-94 gives you a timeline on how long you have in the United States to get married. All right, you got it? Do you understand that, guys? Your concern is how long do they give to send adjustment of status? Once you get married within 90 days, if you file your green card application within 90 days, I recommend you do, then you kick back and put your feet up and wait for the green card, okay? Because you have complied with the U.S. immigration law of the United States, all right? If it takes 3 months, 4 months, 5 months to get your green card, your beneficiary is allowed to stay in America with you until he or she gets the green card. However long it takes, okay? Once you file the green card application, once you mail this green card application to the Homeland Security folks, okay, they will send you a text saying they received it. Then you just kick back and relax and wait for the green card or an RFE if you didn't fill out the green card application properly. So don't worry about the Chuck Norris. Don't worry about how long does it take to get a green card, because you followed the congressional law, you followed immigration law, and you are good to go. Lee Kirkula, I did send an inquiry and they emailed me back saying I'll receive a notification when my visa is sent to the embassy, but it's taking forever. Well, it's taking forever, that's true. But remember this, Lee, your inquiry has just automatically extended your NOA2 letter. So your NOA2 letter is not going to expire now because you are in contact with immigration. David, thank you. No worries. Chuck Norris. Oh yeah, it makes sense now. Thank you. No worries. I'm confusing lots of people today, right? Francois Livingston. I wish I had questions. Nah, Francois, just kick back and hang out. Karina's here. Chat with Karina. Larry Piercy. Used copy of marriage license for green card, not the original. You get. Here's what you do with the green card application with the marriage license. You go to the county clerk of the court and you say, they will give you one certified copy of your marriage license and they'll give you a second for free. In Florida, they do that anyway. But you want at least 4 copies. So it costs $3 in Florida to get a certified copy of the marriage license. So you go to the clerk of the court in where you are in Escambia County. You get married. You turn in your marriage license. The clerk of the court will give you a certified copy back in a beautiful little envelope, which says, personal records. You put that in your file and keep it safe. The clerk of the court will then give you another certified copy of your marriage certificate, marriage license for free. And then you pay for 2 more copies, certified copies of your marriage certificate. You're going to need a certified copy for the green card application. You can't take your marriage certificate and make a copy of it on a Xerox machine and put it in your green card application. You must have a certified original copy stamped and signed wet inked by a clerk of the court. That goes in your green card application, not a copy from a Xerox machine. So you get 3 or 4, get four certified copies of your marriage license, okay? 1 for yourself, 1 for your green card, and then save 1 as a backup, and then another one you can use when you lift the conditions on the 2-year green card and go to a 10-year green card. You have another certified copy to lift the conditions off of the 2-year green card. Larry Pierce, I can handle that. It's easy. This whole process is easy. It's just a lot of legwork. It's a lot of work. Bud Garcia, thank you for all the answers, Diego. No worries, Bud, you good. Chuck Norris, best option to get married as soon as possible, and within that same 90-day time frame, send the green card package and wait for the green card to arrive, doing everything before 90 days. That's right. Right here is Karina's green card application. She came to America January 3rd, 2024. We got married January 14th, 2024. I'm going to mail in the green card application on February 29th, 2024. So that's what, 58 days, right? 58 days. But in her green card application, it's filled with she's on the title to the house. 12 months worth of my bank statements. I got her. She's on the credit card. She's on the debit card. A copy of her military ID. So I put her on the title to the car. She's on the title to the car. I got her name on the water bill. I got her name on the trash bill. She got a big rewards card from Big Lots. Her name's on that. I got all the Western Union receipts I got from when we were in Colombia. I got a copy of my real estate license. A letter from my broker telling me, my 2023 tax return with my 1040s. So a letter from the Social Security Administration telling Karina her Social Security card is on the way. A copy of Karina's college transcripts when she got her degree in tax accounting. I got a receipt here for the wedding rings. We bought the wedding rings in Bogota, Colombia. Got a receipt for them. I got letters from when we got married. I had a little book, a guest book. So our friends were signing the guest book, to Diego and Karina, congratulations, and then whatever they wanted to say. I made 3, so I got 1, 2, 3 pages of those copied for the green card application. I got the receipt from El Paso's Mexican restaurant where we had a big lunch. Okay. Wedding accessories from TJ Maxx. I got the receipt here. And then all these pictures when I was in Colombia with Karina and our wedding, pictures of our wedding. Okay. I mean, you want to load up your green card application. All right. You want to load up on your green card application. Let's see here. I don't want to miss anybody's questions. Whoop slap. Diego, I have a friend who is in Florida. She got her driver's license. She said she showed her I-797 and I-94 and approved for the work documents. Well, the EAD is the same as a green card, basically. She was able to get that way in Missouri. Well, that's Missouri. We're in Florida. In Florida, it's a little different. Francois Livingston, in New York, it costs $7.50 for each original certified copy of your divorce if you want. Okay. Cost me $20. Lee Kirkula, thank you, Diego. So, Francois, you got a good deal. So, apparently in New York, if you want a divorce decree, it's cheaper than in Florida. So, apparently there's lots of people getting divorces in New York because the economy is so bad. I'm kidding, Francois. Let me see. Lee Kakula, thank you, Diego. No worries. Whoop slap. Judith got her a DL, but showing her Social Security card, I-94, and birth certificate, and when it expired at the end of her visa, she showed work docs to get it renewed. Yeah, work docs is like it's treated as a green card, but it's not a green card. It's like a temporary green card. It's a temporary. Larry Piercy, if my fiance is not that bright and doesn't get her citizenship, do you have to renew the 10-year green card? Yeah, you have to renew your 10-year green card. But here's the deal with the 10-year green card. If you forget to renew your 10-year green card, you go 10 years and 6 months. Oh, I forgot I got to renew my 10-year green card. It's no big deal. Immigration's not going to deport you. Okay, they're not going to give you a hard time. They just say, well, just renew it. But if you don't lift the conditions on your 2-year green card and change it to a 10-year green card, that's a big problem. Okay, you get to the United States, Karina will get her 2-year green card. When 3 months before the 2-year green card is up, we're going to lift the conditions and get her a 10-year green card. If we don't do it within 3 months before her 2-year green card expires, that's a big problem. So you got to pay attention on the 2-year green card. Got to pay attention. Don't mess that one up. But the 10-year green card, you are now a legal permanent resident. They've taken the ankle bracelet off of your leg, and you're good to go. Larry, so you got that, right? Francois, are you saying one should get 4 copies of the marriage license for the green card application? No. You get 4 copies of the marriage license, certified copies. 1 for you, for your records in your house. 1 for the green card application. 1 for a backup in case, you got to bring it somewhere to show somebody. And then the 4th one, you're going to have ready to go for when you lift the conditions from your 2-year green card to the 10-year green card, you have a certified original copy of your marriage certificate ready to go for the 10-year green card. Chuck Norris, Diego, my presence is done here. You've helped me through my process. Thank you for everything and for the answers. Don't forget, come to the Dominican Republic when you can. We love you. God bless you. And Karina, be well, my friend. Chuck, you have a great rest of the life of your life. We're glad you got this green card, K1 visa nightmare over with, and we wish you well. And we will make a trip to the Dominican Republic, but we're not traveling anywhere outside of America until Karina is a U.S. citizen. We're not going to when she's a U.S. citizen, we're going to travel on an American passport. Retro rock and roll. Hi, Diego and Karina. Will you be able to claim Karina on your taxes this year? Nope. Next year. This year, I can't do it. I was single in 2023. Okay. We got married in 2024. So I cannot claim Karina as a dependent on my 2023 tax return because I was single for 2023. And how do I know that? I called the IRS and they told me. So the IRS told me how to do it. So Uncle Sam is going to fleece me another year and steal money from my wallet, which could be better used for my family. And whatever they're going to use my tax money on, I have no idea. But it's probably going to be wasted on something worthless. Just my opinion. Whoop slap. Sorry, I can only type so much. My friend got hers in Florida and Judith got hers in Missouri. Yeah, that's true. With the EAD document is basically the temporary green card is what it is. And it authorizes beneficiaries to live and work in the United States. Francois, you are funny. So funny. You are too funny. You got to make this channel lively, right? Tom Upshaw. Hey, Diego, can I send the I-134F to my fiance electronically? No, can't do that. Or does it have to be a physical signed version? Yes, it does. The I-134 Declaration of Financial Support has to be an original wet ink signed document. Okay? I think it's 13 pages long. You have to sign it with a black ink pen, not blue, a black ink pen, and date it, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, and FedEx it or DHL it or UPS it to your beneficiary in his or her home country. Okay? Can't be a scanned copy, cannot be a PDF file, because that's not a legal document. Immigration want to see a wet inked signed document. The original documents you need for the embassy interview is the I-134, signed by the sponsor in black ink, wet inked. The police certificates, okay? The letters of intent to get married have to be originals, signed, wet inked, okay? And obviously the birth certificate, the original birth certificate of your beneficiary, proof of U.S. citizenship by the sponsor, etc., etc. Francois, we're glad we're making your day happy, okay? Because living in upstate New York, it's going to be cold and snowy. I mean, I don't know how you do it. Tom Upshore, did I answer your question? It's got to be an original document, not a PDF, not a scanned document. Francois, got it. Thank you for answering my question. No worries, Francois. And Edri Martinez. Edri. I got new teeth. These teeth are brand new. My Colombian dentist gave me 4 new front teeth, so I can't, and they're perfectly great. They work fantastic, but sometimes I can't pronounce words. Feliz noches, fuerte abrazo a todos desde Brazil. Okay, yeah, Edri is in Brazil. Karina's brother is in Brazil. Iram y Matias les manda saludos, bendición. There you go. Retro rock and roll, big super chat from Retro. There, I can now get some more Mountain Dew because I drank all of Larry's Mountain Dew that he gave us. Now I can go buy some more with Retro Rock and Roll Super Chat. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for the Super Chat. And Edri, ¿cómo estás? Muchos abrazos para ti y tu familia en Brazil. Now, Karina's brother lives in Brazil, okay? So his kids go to school in Brazil, so his kids are learning Portuguese. So they want me to learn Portuguese so I can say hi to them in Portuguese. I can't even hardly speak English. And then I learned Spanish. And now they want me to learn Portuguese. I don't know if I could do it. What do you think? Do you think I could do that? Retro rock, let me see. Larry Piercy, you're talking letter of intent that goes with the I-134. I sent copies on I-129F. For the visa interview, Larry, at the U.S. Embassy interview in Bangkok, Thailand, your beneficiary will have an original I-134 signed in wet ink by you. And that's what and the letters of intent to get married will be originals. Okay? They will be originals. Retro rock and roll. Thanks for everything, Diego. For some Mountain Dew. Yeah, retro. I'm going to stock up tomorrow. I can get probably at least 12. 6 to 12. Tom Upshore. Yes, thanks. Also, the embassy just received our case, and we're about to begin completing the DS-160. How long can we expect until we have the visa? Well, you need, number one, what country are we talking about? Where are you at? Every embassy has their own workload, their own time schedule, their own process. Look at Senegal. Senegal, I don't know what's going on with Senegal. And Ghana's slow also. So what is, and let me ask you a question, Tom. What does DS stand for? Do you know what a DS stands for? It stands for what? Department of State. DS is a Department of State Form 160. The Department of State controls the visas for everybody in the world. The U.S. State Department in Washington, D.C. 7th floor is the headquarters. The 7th floor of the State Department. Okay, they run the embassies around the world. Well, their ambassadors do. They give their ambassadors the authority to do whatever they want. So some embassies run things a little differently. So tell me what country. She's going to the Georgia embassy in Tbilisi. I tried to find wait times, but couldn't find any current ones. It's about 2 months. It's about 2 months in Tbilisi, Georgia, Tom. Okay. Larry Pierce, I got Mountain Dew left, Larry, but I can stock up on more. Malet Chaka, hey Diego, I'm still waiting for my passport in Ethiopia. Okay, good. Addis Ababa, yep. It's going to be a month by next week. You've been waiting for your passport. So you went to the visa interview in Addis Ababa. They took your passport, and they've been holding your passport for almost a month. Is that what you're telling me? They should have already given it back to you by now. 10 days, 14 days. Shouldn't be any longer than that. Somebody's sleeping on your passport. It's been pigeonholed. You got to find out where it is. Larry Piercy, I got it. I sent copies on I-129F. There you go. Copies are fine for the K-1 visa application, but you got to have the original I-134, the original letters of intent to get married for the embassy interview. Tom, yeah, it's in Tbilisi. It's about 2 months. Marlet Chaka, yes, and plus my passport is going to expire on August 20th, 2024. It was valid more than 6 months, do you think? Okay, well, if your passport expires, which you'll still have time, you'll get your passport before August 20th. But if it does, you get a new passport. And then when you travel, you'll travel with 2 passports, one with your K-1 visa in it, and the other with the new date of expiration. You got it? So don't panic about that. Life in North Carolina. Hello, Diego Ross from Greensboro, North Carolina. What's going on there? Life in North Carolina. Larry Piercy, you may have to write down a 10-year green card review. I will be 96 years old. You'll be 96 years old when the 10-year green card expires. Well, let's focus on getting your NOA2 letter first. And then we'll go to the NVC welcome letter. And then we're going to get you the in-transit status, then the ready status, right? Then we're going to do the DS-160. Then we're going to get you scheduled with the visa interview and the biometrics. And then we're going to get the K-1 visa put in her passport and bring her to America, right? Once that's done, then we're going to focus on your what? On your 2-year green card getting done properly. And then after the 2-year, then you worry about the 10-year, okay? But once your beneficiary gets a 10-year green card, if he or she forgets to renew it, it's not going to be a big deal. You just go, oh, I forgot. Okay, just get it done. But the secret is to become an American citizen. Become a U.S. citizen. Then you don't have to worry about all this immigration stuff anymore. And Marlette, don't worry about your passport expiring, because your K-1 visa, you can travel with 2 passports, one with the K-1 visa in it, and then the other passport with that which hasn't expired, okay? Larry, is exaggeration. You're good, Larry. Marlette, do you think it has a problem? I mean, do you think that's why they are holding my passport? No. I don't know why they're holding your passport. They should have given it back to you, because my passport was going to expire. I know you said already. Somebody pigeonholed your passport and forgot about it. You got to get in touch with the embassy and say, hey, where's my passport? Where's my K1? You got to be proactive. Who runs the K1 visa process? People. People, right? People make mistakes. People are not perfect. People make errors. So you got to double check everything. You got to triple check everything. Larry Pearson, you could never do this if you have a job. I could sure I have a job. I'm a real estate agent. K Messenger, how did Karina come up with the idea of a channel? It was so intuitive. Thank you again. So far, you have been 100% correct, which is not easy. No, it's not easy. Thank you again. No problem. Well, Karina, we were in Villa de Leyva, which is in central Colombia, very historic part of Colombia. You know, a lot of history was there. The Constitution of Colombia basically was originating there. Antonio Nariño and Simon Bolivar and all those brave patriots of Colombia basically put the Republic of Colombia together. And I've been just slacking around, hanging out with Karina for, I think it must have been about 6 months. And Karina said, you know, I had a YouTube channel. I had a cooking channel. I was like cooking different kinds of food. And Karina said, well, you know, what are you doing with you can't cook here in Colombia. We don't have an oven. We have to use a gas stove. She said, why don't you do something else on YouTube, like visas or immigration or something like that, something you know something about. I know how to cook. I know how to do immigration visas, K1. So I said, okay. So I changed the cooking channel into a K1 visa channel and a green card channel. That's how it happened. And then I went back and deleted all the cooking videos. And Karina she got mad because I did that. But I deleted all the cooking videos and just turned it into a visa channel. Marlette, they said not to contact the embassy regarding the visa issue. Contact the embassy. I don't care what they say. That's your passport. Okay? I mean, it's government property, right? It's a government property. But that is your life to travel on. Get your sponsor to contact his or her state senator, U.S. senator, federal senator, and call the embassy and say, where in the heck is my passport? They shouldn't be holding it that long. Claire and Madsen Vlogs. Oh, I like that name. Claire and Madsen Vlogs. That's cool. My fiance is in Brazil. My fiance in Brazil is 18 years younger. Okay. And I have children. Okay. That's good. I've made 12 short visits within the last 18 months. USCIS and Texas just sent notice. They sent an RFE. I don't know why. What do you recommend? You got to wait for the RFE and find out what it is, because you forgot something in the K1 visa package. If they sent you a notice that they sent you an RFE, that's a request for further evidence. So you missed something in the K1 visa package. You missed something. You may have forgotten to check a box, or you may have forgotten to do this, or you may have excluded something, and they want to see it. It's no big deal. When you get the RFE, respond to it, and then you'll get your NOA2 letter approved, as long as you respond to the RFE. I got an RFE on my first K1 visa. I responded to it, and it was then I got my NOA2 letter. It's no big deal. Sharif denied. Hello, Diego and Karina from Egypt. Never of pyramids and Sphinx. Oh yeah, you're near the pyramids. Yeah, Sharif, you live in Zoila, is your beautiful Prometida, right? Zoila, and you live near the pyramids, and you live near the Sphinx. Now, I went to the pyramid. I've been to the pyramids in Egypt. I went to Giza. I've been to Egypt 4 times. Beautiful country. I went to Alexandria. I went to Giza. I went to saw the Sphinx. When I went to see the Sphinx in Egypt, it was under construction. They had put all this scaffolding around it because they were doing maintenance on it. They were doing all this maintenance on the Sphinx. So all the pictures I took of the Sphinx, they got all this scaffolding around it. I'm like, man, I never get any breaks. But Egypt's a beautiful country. And you said, I appreciate your useful information for me and my Prometida to get our K1 visa. No worries. You got it done, right? And how lucky it is to live close to the pyramids. And the weather was great in Giza. When I was there, I stayed at the Siak Pyramids Hotel. I don't know if you have heard of that hotel, but I stayed at the Siak Pyramids Hotel. Larry Piercy, Venezuela's moved to New York. Yeah, and Biden's deporting them. Apparently, President Biden doesn't like Venezuelans because they're conservative. So Venezuelans get out of a communist country, they find freedom and security in the United States, and then Biden is kicking them out of America, but he's letting other people stay, like from communists, like communist Nicaragua. Oh, you can stay. I mean, I don't know. November, we have an election. Larry Piercy, you cook. Diego, cook what? Can you eat it? Well, I made Karina a chicken curry, Thai chicken curry, red chicken curry the other day. And I made so much, it was good for 2 days. That was good. She liked it. I got secret recipes. K Messenger, were you a CS in the Navy? I was a senior chief. Absolutely, I was a senior chief, retired senior chief. Larry Piercy, Biden is a genius. Seriously, Larry, Biden is a genius. Come on, guys, give me some questions about your K-1 visa process. What do you find is the hardest part of the K-1 visa process? What do you find is the most difficult? The wait time, right? Most people are sick and tired of waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. We waited 21 months, close to 22 months. And then I was expecting to leave Colombia in November 2023, and we couldn't leave till January. So, you got to be prepared for any eventuality in this K-1 visa process. If you get an RFE, don't worry about it. You forgot something. Immigration said, oh, you forgot this. You need to send it, And let's see here. Let me see. Larry Piercy, I need that recipe. Claire and Madsen, vlogs, thank you so much. I have been stressing so much. No, don't stress an RFE. I have more questions after the letter finally arrives. When you get your RFE, jump on the live stream, and I'll guide you through it. It's probably nothing. It's probably something really stupid. Somebody forgot something. It's no big deal. I got an RFE because immigration wanted to know the name of the website that I met my first beneficiary on. I'm like, okay, there you go. And I told him what it was. And then 2 weeks later, I got my NOA2 letter. So don't worry about what an RFE, okay? If you cannot respond to the RFE, let's suppose you didn't meet each other face to face in person, and then you filed your K-1 visa package and then went to meet your beneficiary. And then immigration says, I want to see evidence that you met each other face to face within 2 years. And you can't prove it. Okay, you can't prove it. Then you're going to get a visa denial, because you must meet each other face to face. You got to be within each other's presence face to face within 2 years before you mail in your K-1 visa. And lots of people were making up this little letter saying, well, because of COVID, I couldn't travel to my beneficiary's country. No excuse. Not all countries in the world were closed. Okay, so sounds to me like you got a strong K-1 visa package there, Claire and Madsen. You got a good, strong visa package. You probably forgot something real stupid in the package. You overlooked something, and don't worry about it. I'm sure you'll be able to fix it and get your visa in the movement process. Miss Betty, May Beret Entertainment. Hi, Diego and Karina. What's going on, May Beret? I'm going to have to call you Miss Betty. I know it's Miss Betty, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Betty's in the house. Larry Piercy, you have to make a video on the 485, 864, and 785. I just made a video today on how to process the affidavit of support I-864. I already made that video today. 485 is going to be next week, and 785 will be the week after. Claire and Madsen vlogs, the waiting is the hardest part. Yeah, it's tough. If the I-129F is denied, we are considering getting married in Brazil and applying for the I-130. Your I-129F isn't being denied, okay? If it was denied, they would have sent you a denial letter. You would have got blocked right off the bat. They sent you an RFE. An RFE is saying you forgot something, please provide it. That's all. If your K1 visa hasn't been denied at all, your K1 visa is good to go. They're just waiting on something that you need to forgive them. That's all. Relax. Don't start, having this massive head game going on in your brain that you have to get married in Brazil because they denied your visa, blah, blah, blah. Your K1 visa is good to go. You're just missing something. That's all. Tom Upshaw, did Karina have to return to Venezuela to get her police records? No, we did it online in Colombia. My fiance is from Russia, but living in Georgia, and we're trying to figure out how to get her official records without going back. Do it online. Karina got her Venezuelan police certificate online at our dining room table on her laptop in Bogota, Colombia. She had her Venezuelan cedular number. She logged on like 2 o'clock in the morning because Venezuelan internet, Venezuelan light, it's a communist disaster. Okay, so you got to, she had to go online at 2 o'clock in the morning when she knows there was probably not very many people up, so they weren't overloading the grid. So there was electricity, which means the computers were running, which means she could get her police certificate, and she did it real early in the morning. And Miss Betty got married. Congratulations, Miss Betty. Good job. Good job. That's fantastic. That's great. Now, when you file for the green card, make sure you include all the pictures, 20 pictures, 30 pictures from your wedding, okay, with family and friends and neighbors, okay? Lots of pictures. Now, Karina's got her green card package here, right here. Man, we're loaded up with pictures, guys. I mean, we're loaded up with pictures. Larry, okay. Francois, the waiting may be the hardest, but I'm more relaxed second time around. Helps to tune in to the live chat. Yeah, hang out here. I mean, I was in Florida for about a year, and Karina was in Colombia. I did the live stream by myself. Then I was in Colombia for a year. And I did the live streams from Colombia. And now we're doing the live streams together here in Florida. Karina is an example of the success of the K1 visa process. And it's not, the process is difficult. The US government makes it difficult because they're trying to eliminate all the fraud. I mean, there's so much corruption and so much fraud in trying to get a green card to come to America. You got millionaires around the world paying American citizens, hundreds of thousands of dollars to get them a green card with the fraudulent marriages. I'm serious. So the embassy officer is tough. The process is tough. The evidence is difficult. Why? Because they don't want people coming here on a fraud for a green card. They want you to come to America to get married and have a life in the United States. Okay, not to come here, get a green card and then poof, disappear. That happened a lot back in the 80s and the 90s. So they changed the process. Now you get a green card for 2 years. And then you got to prove that you were living together and in a relationship for 2 years before you get the next step. If you don't do that, you'll get deported. And I honestly support the process. Even though it's difficult, I support it. And I understand why they do it the way they do it. Miss Claire and Madsen vlogs, 4 thumbs up. No problem, Claire and Madsen. You guys are good. RFE's no biggie. It really isn't. It's just you just forgot something. That's all. Miss Betty, I have a question. We married last week by the wedding officiant, but unfortunately, I had some problems with how he's becoming physical and verbally abusing me. Well. If you guys are married, if you don't want to be married to him anymore, and if he's abusing you, then don't file for the green card. Even though you got married, you don't have to file for the adjustment of status. You can tell him to go home, If it doesn't work out between you and him, you need to get a divorce and send him home. But if he's abusing you physically and verbally, then you need to get rid of that guy. Seriously, you need to get rid of him. Okay, divorce him before he leaves the United States. Get him served. If he doesn't want to get a divorce, well, that's boo-hoo. That's his problem. In America, if you want a divorce, you can get a divorce, even if the other partner doesn't want one. Okay, so if he doesn't want to divorce you because he wants the green card, okay, here's my advice, Miss Betty. If he's abusing you physically and mentally, go down to the courthouse, file for a divorce, get him served papers, and don't file for his adjustment of status. As soon as he gets served, okay, then get the divorce decree signed and send him home. But don't file for his green card. You are in control of the green card, not him. Miss Betty, I don't know what to rush to process his green card. Don't do it. Why would you want to stay married to somebody that's abusing you and physically, mentally? It's not good. You found out after you got married, okay. Unfortunately, right? Go get a divorce. Go file for a divorce if you want to do that, and don't file for the green card. You're in control of this whole thing, Miss Betty, not your beneficiary. You are in control. Larry Piercy, no one else will talk to me. Larry, I'm going to mail you a box of Kleenex, okay? Don't be a victim. Nobody on this channel is a victim. Everybody is a victor, right? There's a solution to every problem. Miss Betty, I just gave you a solution to your problem. You got to take your heart out of it and put your mind into it so you don't get into any more difficulties with this individual. All right? Julian ALO. Hello, Diego and Karina. This is Julian here from Uganda, right in Kampala. So my case shows ready at the embassy in Nairobi, and they sent me the packet 3 and packet 4. So you can go on there now. You created an account, and you fill out the DS-160. Looking for appointments available, but it always says no appointments at the moment. And the counselor will open in a few days. There you go. Good job. So you're about that. So in Nairobi, Nairobi is processing K1 visas, okay? They're just busy right now. Same with Bogota, Colombia. Bogota, Colombia is processing K1 visas also, but they're busy. It's hard. It takes about 2 months to get an appointment, but you'll get your appointment probably next week, Julian. Larry, this is bad for Miss Betty. Yeah, it's bad for Miss Betty. Yeah, she needs to really seriously consider what her options are, and she has basically 2 options. 1, file for divorce, and 2, don't file for green card. If you don't file for the green card within 90 days, married or not, he is going to be deported. Tom Offshore, do you have a video on the questions Karina was asked at her interview? Mm-hmm. I do. I made a video. If you want to Google it under the channel, Google K1 visa questions or embassy questions. Google that under the channel, and it will link you there. Okay. Okay, guys, I've been talking for 1 hour and 23 minutes. Miss Betty, I need for you to seriously think about what you're going to do with this individual. The United States of America has no room for abusive people, okay, from foreign countries, and you have the power to get rid of him, okay? You just got to go through with it if you feel like that you must do that. I don't want you getting hurt, okay? We're going to go and watch a movie. I haven't watched movies in years. Karina, we get married, and Karina's got me watching movies. I love it. I've been so relaxed. When you're single, you're kind of like going through the K1 visa process. You're trying to figure out this and this and this. Now the only thing left to do is for me to submit Karina's green card application, and I'm going to do that on February 29th. Julian, so I have to keep checking every day? Every day, Julian. Keep checking every day. When you see an appointment open up, jump on it and take it. Don't forget the medical exam too. 2 weeks before the visa appointment. Some embassies want you to do the medical exam after the visa appointment. Why? I don't know, but some embassies do. But in Nairobi, Kenya, you got to get the medical exam done and then go to your visa interview. Julian, no Sunday, right? No Sunday. The embassy doesn't operate on Sundays, no. Larry Piercy, she needs to let somebody know what's going on. Seriously, yeah, she does. She needs to contact family. She needs to talk to somebody in her family and tell somebody what's going on in her family, that she can trust. But my advice to her is that she's family, right? You're all part of this YouTube family. My advice to her is if this guy's doing the things that he's doing, she needs to get rid of him. Okay, guys, I'm going to log off now. What's today? Saturday. We'll be back on Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time. The police, have the police. Yeah, she could call the police and get charges filed against him. Sure. I'm sure Miss Betty knows that already. She can do that. We'll see you guys on Monday at 6 p.m. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for that super chat there. We appreciate it.